with a lunchtime update, like I promised you guys, live right in front of the Diddy trial in New York at 500 Pearl Street. That's the building behind me. His kids and mom just left in their sprinter. We're on our lunch break right now. So as promised, we're going to come out every single lunch break and at the end of the day to let you know what's going on. There's always something going on, man. All right, anyways, let me just continue. So, what I wanted to tell you guys, so what happened today, like we told you guys this morning, this is the first cross-examination of Jane. Jane is still on the stand, okay? I'm gonna give you opening day, what they talked about. I'm gonna give you the mistrial update, the Don Hughes update. There's 2 losses today, prosecution loss and the defense loss, and then we're gonna get into Jane. Jane is a little bit boring today, but I'm gonna tell you guys what I think is going on. What up, Tez? Hi. Nicole, what up? Kendra, what up? Okay, so let me get to this because I have to get to lunch. They give us 50 minutes or 45 minutes for lunch. By the time we get our phones, by the time we get the microphone and stand up and I do this recap, I don't even have enough time to eat. It's ridiculous. I never have lunch. That's why yesterday I was tired and hungry. But anyways, let me get into this. All right, so, Diddy comes into court today. Remember I told you guys yesterday he looked like a mess? He looked so much better today. I don't know if they gave him a little trim up or something, or because he has on a blue sweater and it matches more with the gray, but I told you guys yesterday he looked horrible. He looked like he was depressed. He almost looked like he was hungover. He looks so much better today. He's in baby blue. Again, just like yesterday, I know he has a whole defense team that he loves, but him and Nicole Westmoreland, the black lawyer, they are always huddling up. They're always talking. Like her and Brian Steele, that is, I think, Diddy's 2 favorites. Mark Garrigos, who's Tenny Garrigos, who's the lead counsel, her dad, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, he is in the courtroom today. I actually saw him in the cafeteria. I said what's up to him. He is there. When I saw him, I knew that it was going to be Tenny who was going to be cross-examining Jane, and I was right. So the judge started off with YouTubers and people on the internet doxing Jane. I know a lot of you out there already know who Jane is, you know who her baby daddy is, but content creators are not allowed to say her name. So Jane's lawyer put out a letter to the court advising people, and they're actively looking for YouTubers, content creators that are coming out at lunch or even after, seeing her and describing who Jane is. That's one of the first orders. So YouTubers out there, be careful. Next thing he addressed was the mistrial. You guys obviously know by now, because I told you if there was a mistrial, we'd come right back out at around 9 or 10. So he denied the defense motion for a mistrial. Surprisingly, like, we all were on the fence. And as they were going on and arguing, I won't lie, I thought for a second that he might give it to them. He came out and said, all right, I'm denying your mistrial. I don't know if you guys know, but it's not just I'm denying it. It's denying it, but then you still have your right to maybe change my mind. So one of Diddy's lawyer gets up and starts saying it's prejudicing the jury. The prosecution knows she made a mistake. For those of you who didn't see yesterday, this morning's update, I let you guys know it's between Cassie and Bonna. Bonna said Cassie saw her. Cassie said she didn't see her. So they think that Diddy's defense team thinks that's prejudicial to the jury, and they want a mistrial. The judge today was like, are you kidding? The fact that Bonna said something and Cassie said something else, that works out good for you guys. That is good for the defense team. That is poking holes. That is showing that maybe Bonna is lying or maybe Cassie is lying, and that goes as grounds to help you guys win and get a not guilty plea. Now, we all know that, but Diddy's defense, he's paying $3 million to try to get him off. I told you guys repeatedly, they're going to try whatever they can to get a mistrial. We also even talked about that today. So you cannot blame defense attorneys for trying. This is the 3rd time they've tried. The prosecution is like, yo, how many more times have apparently tried 3, and the prosecution kind of put them on notice and been like, yo, stop trying to ask for mistrials. So the judge basically said that makes no sense. It helps prove the defense. Nicole used it to prove that there was a mistake. The judge said that you guys should just be happy with the win. They went back and forth for close to half an hour to 45 minutes trying to battle with the judge. And the defense says the government should have known that these stories were inconsistent and they should have never let it come out. So that was the mistrial, denied. Now, I also told you guys this morning that the third thing that we're going to talk about is Don Hughes. The prosecution wants Don Hughes. Don Hughes is the therapist that is giving kind of, I don't want to say, kind of giving more understanding to the women who are testifying, talking to them about trauma bonding. Why are women that Diddy is doing these things to, why are they staying? Why do they keep coming back? Don is trying to not trying to, but Don is testifying about trauma bonding, about Stockholm Syndrome. They want to bring her back. Why? I told you guys this morning, because Jane is doing so well, but it brings up the question again of, why do you keep on going back? And I feel like the prosecution wants to remind the jury, for some people who don't believe in Stockholm Syndrome and don't believe in trauma bonding, and they want to bring her back. The judge was like, nope, sorry, you had your chance, you had your witness. Maybe you should have scheduled it differently and had Jane and Cassie and all the women first, and then bring out the therapist to talk about that stuff. But you had your chance, you're not bringing her back. So what I always say about this judge, he's very, very fair. Denied the mistrial and denied bringing Don back. I actually think the defense really never thought they were going to get a mistrial. I think the prosecution actually thought they were going to be able to bring Don back, and that's a big L for them. Not having that doctor and not having anybody else to tell and explain why women that are in these abusive relationships stick around, why they come back, why they feel that they could change the man that is doing that to them. We all know, I've talked about it with you guys over the past month. I have experience in it. In my family, my mental health background enables me to understand why women, and even people don't even talk about it. Some men actually go through it too. Everybody thinks it's only women, but you cannot just assume that most people understand trauma bonding and understand why people stay in those kind of relationships. And I feel like that's going to hurt the prosecution not being able to bring Don Hughes back. Okay, so that was before the jury even comes in. So Tenny Garagos is ready to. Sorry that I'm not reading sorry that I'm not reading the chats here. I'll see Nicole said, Trent, before you go to lunch, please stand back so that we can see your fit. Auntie Nikki here, thank you for your coverage. All right, guys, we'll try to do a fit later on, okay? Fit check. All right, so Tenny Garagos. So she starts off by saying to Jane, you met with prosecutors to prepare for your testimony that you gave over the past 3 days over 24 times. She says, yes, I met with prosecutors. They helped me prepare and say what I'm going to be saying to the jury. You testified in this trial, even though that Diddy is still paying for your lawyer. We talked about that yesterday. Diddy is still paying for her house. Diddy is still giving her an allowance. And Diddy is still paying for her lawyer for her to be in trial today. But like we talked about yesterday, I 100% feel like Jane does not want to be here testifying. Where Cassie wants to be here and testify, Mia wants to be here and testify, Jane does not want to be testifying. She even goes on to say that she got immunity and she got subpoenaed to be here. You could tell, I'm telling you guys, I wish you could see it, you could tell in her face, she is still in love with Diddy. I was even talking with somebody when we had a break earlier and we were able to get like a little snack. Diddy is still in love with Jane and Jane is still in love with Diddy. If they could run away right now out of this courtroom and go to one of their places that they like to go to, like Turks and Caicos, they would go right away. They are still in love with each other. If you guys missed yesterday's episode, we let you guys know that Diddy and her were supposed to get together the night that he got arrested. This was his last girlfriend that he was with. Yes, we know that he had a open relationship, but his last like main girl, not like a side chick. So they are still in love. The only thing that's keeping them apart from each other now is this case and the fact that he's in jail, right? Anyways, she said, how many times did you prepare to be cross-examined? She said around 2 or 3 times. Prosecutors brought in defense attorneys to prep Jane for her cross-examination, which is standard. All of the witnesses that are testifying is going through this, but it's just, they want to let the jury know. Here, I took such better notes today, guys. Woo, woo, it's going to be so good. I left spaces, so I'm not going to get confused now. Anyway, stick with me. She asked her, did you get granted immunity? Yes. Do you have any regret of what you went through? She says, no, I have resentment to Diddy. Like I told you guys yesterday, I think the bombshell yesterday was She texted Diddy repeatedly over the 3 years in their relationship saying, I don't want to do these freak-offs. They call them hotel nights. I don't want to do these freak-offs. I don't like doing this. I'm better than this. I feel like you're treating me like an animal. So although I told you that I still feel like she loves him, she says that she has resentment, and I 100% believe that. You could still love somebody and be upset with and resent them. So she admitted to that, yes. She said, but do you still love him? Yes. How many times did Diddy say that it's okay if you guys want to break up? So this is going back to the text messages. Hey, you don't want to do these freak-offs? Hey, you don't like the situation? Diddy was like, let's break up. What did she say? The minute he said that, she said no. She's admitting to the fact that she does not want to go away from him. She just doesn't want to do the freak-offs. But we talked about that earlier, trauma bonding. So she's admitting she still loves him, but she doesn't want to break up. But she's admitting that Diddy said a bunch of times, cool, let's break up. That is a point for the defense because is he coercing her? He's just saying, okay, fine, let's break up. But we all know that that's games. A guy saying, oh, you want to break up? Especially a guy like Diddy who's a billionaire. Her life is going to change. She's going to lose a bunch of things. It's not, oh, let's really break up. It's really indirectly like, oh, you don't like this? Well, give me back the house, give me back all the money, and then go out on your own with the money that your baby daddy's giving you, which is only like $7,000. And yes, I can tell you that because that has nothing to do with her name. Okay. Do you love his love? Yes. Are you confused why you keep coming back? That was a line of questioning. Are you confused why you keep coming back? Jane said yes. Super honest of her to say that. She said, even every second, the cops are lit out here in these streets, yo. Welcome to NYC. Listen to this. Even 8 months later, are you still wondering why you keep coming back to Diddy? Jane said yes. She said, are you even more clear now that you're going to therapy? She said, maybe. And then the prosecution objected. Okay, here, I just want to warn you, the line of questioning jumps around, but even I and a couple of people couldn't figure it out, but I think now that I've had time to process it, I figured it out. But just know that the lines of questioning are going to jump around. I'll try to have it make sense for you, okay? So after the objective with the therapy, she changed. She said, do you like taking care of Diddy? She said, yes, I'm very maternal and I like taking care of him. What are some things that you like taking care of with Diddy? I like rubbing his feet. You never want to, you never want to make him feel guilty or disgusting about the freak-off. She said, yes. She explained in a few words that although she felt like the freak-offs were disgusting, she never wanted him to feel like he was disgusting or he wasn't manly or he was less of a person. She's basically trying to imply that she kind of feels bad for him, that he wants to sit down and see another man with his girl, but she never wanted to make him feel less of a man or disgusting for it. She said, did you look in his phone? She said, yes, to make sure that he wasn't doing this with other women. So that's what she said to justify it. She was like, at least if he's only doing it with me, I know it's at least something that I feel like I can help him with. And she said she's a maternal, loving person. And although that she hated it, she did it because she knows he likes it. And it will go on, it will make a little bit more sense. What did you love about these nights? That he loved me and he wanted to be more affectionate with me and then make love to me afterwards. Was that the only reason why you did them and that you had these nights for him, was for you guys to be close? Jane said yes. Now here's where it jumps around. Says, during the last couple of years, was Diddy working hard on his album? Yes, you guys know he was working on the Love album. Did he feel like Diddy trusted you and he was only doing freak-offs with you? She said yes. Remember we told you yesterday when she found out Cassie filed the lawsuit and she got a hold of the lawsuit and she said there was 3 pages of the lawsuit was identical to her story. That's when she lost it on Diddy and she's like, oh my gosh, I thought you were only doing this with me. So that's what really set her off, and that's probably why she's not like a Gina who we can't find anymore, or a victim 3 that we can't find anymore, and she's here testifying because of that Cassie thing. During hotel nights, did you enjoy it? Jane said yes. She says, was it your choice to take DRUGs, ecstasy? She said yes. What are some of the examples of freaky talk? She said, Diddy love when we role play. Listen to this. Why is this something I don't understand? And this is why I try to tell you guys, I think Diddy has a problem. Oh, it's 1:11. I have to go quickly. Diddy liked role playing. He liked them. He liked her and the workers to pretend like they were cheating on Diddy, like as if like the role play would be something like this, like, yo, where's Diddy? Yo, he's out of town. Okay, cool. He would be really upset if we were talking, right? Yeah, don't let him find out. By the way, he's sitting in his like cuck chair while this is happening, but they're acting out a scene like he's picking her up, and she's like, yo, I have a boyfriend. He's gonna be really, really upset. But it's like, oh, that's okay, just forget about him. And then they start like fooling around, and Diddy's right there watching it. That's one of the role playings that Diddy likes. Role play, Sean was away, that I was cheating on him. Did you role play alone with Sean? Yes, we would role play alone. Diddy would, I guess, maybe pretend like he was another guy. So they did role playing alone. Did you like wearing high heels? She said yes, but some of the heels that he made me wear were too high. See what I'm saying? Like random questions. Did you like when he called you to set up the hotel night? She said yes, but again, she told us because she knows that she was helping him out, right? She kept on going and asking random questions. I didn't even continue writing them down. When you guys broke up, when you guys broke up, did you guys get back together because you were in love? Yes. Were you fascinated by him? Yes, I was fascinated by his big personality. I never met somebody like him. He was amazing. Listen to this. He saw the good in me. He believed in me. He encouraged me. He uplifted me. He made me feel confident. He gave me self-esteem. I thought that was really big. He introduced her to gospel music that she continues to listen to. He invested $20,000 into one of her businesses, which is like a dress line or something like that. Here's where the defense got a little bit of a win. During the testimony, you said that Diddy filled up your days and you wanted to get money back from him. Remember yesterday when they were on one of their breakups and he was saying like, yo, if you want me out of your life, give me a price. And she was like, I was not able to make money while I was with you because you took up so much of my time. So the defense got a little bit of a win today. They're like, yo, yesterday you said you want $100,000 because you weren't able to work. But today you're saying that he gave you $20,000 to invest in your clothing line and invest in your business. Not a huge win, but whatever. They caught her a little bit in there, I guess. How much was your child support from your baby daddy? $4,700. Was your OnlyFans getting bigger? Yes. Did you find providers? Oh, she finds men who are providers very attractive. I guess she's just trying to like set up the type of guy that she likes being with. Okay, that's not really important. Did you say, okay, no, I'm trying to rush. Okay, here, start talking about the cruise and where you met. Hold on here. I'm trying to get to some good parts here. Hold on. She said, did you get jealous? Yes, I got very jealous. She admitted that she was very, very jealous. Here, she admitted that she was very jealous about the public relationship that he had with Young Miami. She said Young Miami's exact name. She said she really hated it. The defense said, do you really especially hate his public relationship with Young Miami? Jane said yes. She said, do you also hate the relationship with Gina? Is it Gia or Gina? I'm getting so confused. I think it's Gia. She said yes. They got gifts and you didn't get gifts. They got private jets because you know Young Miami was very public, right? And she was like, yo, if he could be very public loving and get Young Miami jets, why can't he ever get me jets? Did Diddy also get jealous of you? Yes, he did. Was Diddy jealous when Bear gave you $9,000? Yes, that was one of the SEX workers. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there because I want to leave something for when we're finished at 3 o'clock. I've already gone to like 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cut it off here because now we get into DRUG. All right, that is it on the lunchtime recap. Make sure you guys tune in for the after court episode. Sorry, somebody said, Jennifer told me Gina. Thank you. I don't know who this other Bronx Daisy is, but I'm just gonna block them. So I don't know what you're writing that stuff for. Thank you very much, Ten, for telling me I look dapper. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, So that was just a quick recap. Make sure you guys tune in for this afternoon's live. I think they said we're gonna wrap around 3 o'clock, so I'll be out around like 3:30. I'll let you guys know why and where this line of questioning was going. I'm telling you, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Diddy's team is testifying for him. They're testing out to see if the jury, if he doesn't get up on the, if he doesn't be able to get up on the stand, Diddy's lawyers are trying to insinuate that Diddy has a problem. You're gonna start hearing more about DRUG. You're gonna hear about her taking care of Diddy. And they're trying to insinuate that the fact that Diddy had a problem, he wasn't coercing you to do anything. He wasn't forcing you to do anything. Diddy just had a problem that I'm gonna get into a little bit later. They start talking to him about DRUGs. She's trying to get off of DRUG. And the fact that he is always constantly in that state and he has mental, I'll tell you guys right now, he was on antidepressant medication. And if the defense team could spin that these freak-off nights mixed with a lot of alcohol and a mix with DRUG was him to try to help himself out of a depressive state, then the jury will have some sort of empathy for him. And especially if the girl who the prosecution is putting on the stand saying he was forced, fraud, and coercion. No, it wasn't forced, fraud, and coercion. The guy was depressed and he was trying to get out of his head. She even says that. Stay tuned, I'll tell you. She goes, he was always fighting his demons. He was always fighting a war in his mind. If the defense this afternoon could pull that part out and make it seem like these freak-offs was an escape for him, just like how DRUG is an escape and alcohol was an escape, and he was just fighting off his demons, and she was doing that because her man was fighting off demons, and even though she hated it, that was the only way she can help him feel better. That eliminates the force, fraud, and coercion. It would be amazing for the defense team if they could pull that off. And like I told you, I feel like Jane is happy giving the defense some points because she's still in love with Diddy, which is not good because we all want Diddy to be put away, but I'm just letting you know what's going on in the courtroom, right? That's why y'all are tuned in. Anyways, I will be back on live here around 3:30. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for liking the outfit and all of that stuff. Sorry, I'm rushing. I swear I'm gonna get to more comments. Check out yesterday's podcast, episode 523, yesterday's lives and this morning, all right? I'll see y'all later. Peace! Oh, yo, you guys want to see? Yesterday, you guys asked me to show you around the place, all right? Okay, while I go back inside here, I'll show you. This is the news area. There's like CNN, Fox is right over here. Hold up. Here you go. There's some stuff. Here, that's news people, and that's right in front of the courthouse, all right? Okay, boom. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.